I have a very handsome gentleman here with me, and could you please introduce yourself, like your name, how long you've been in the UK?
Right, I'm Yemi, and I've been in the UK for the last 10 years or so.
Oh wow.
I've stayed in Worcester, which is in the West Midlands, for about 9 years.
Wow.
And I just moved to Loughborough about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, nice. Now I'm curious. So what would make you leave a place you've been 9 years to move to Loughborough?
Yeah, I mean, I work with a food company, so I sort of changed my jobs. So I now work with PepsiCo in Leicester. Okay. So Loughborough just seems to be a good place to be, away from the busy Leicester city. And, somewhere a bit more calm, I would say.
This past 10 years, I mean, I would assume that you've had several experiences.
Yeah.
But specifically, I'm interested in finding out what your pre and post referendum experience in the UK has been so far.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think personally, I don't think it's affected me significantly. Obviously, I've got some friends who are Europeans who were very worried about the post-Brexit implications. Some of them have actually left the UK on a friendship side. I've lost one or two friends, who've moved back to, Spain. I guess for businesses, I do work with a business that is global. They are, obviously looking at what it means for traveling, transaction, cost of goods. So, there are sort of business uncertainty, even now post-Brexit. So I think everyone is sort of watching the space and looking at how the UK government would, try and ease things a bit and not, as they say, go for the hard Brexit. Probably, something, soft that would ease, business pressures and reduce the uncertainty.
Okay, so are you among those who would leave the UK? Should there be a hard Brexit?
No. So, I'm, okay. So I would still obviously be, within the UK. Obviously, it creates an opportunity for the UK itself to start looking inwards, to look at the sector inwards. Obviously, the pound has depreciated as well, which makes UK goods a bit more attractive. So hoping that there will be more manufacturing businesses coming from the UK. So I still see that there are a lot of opportunities, obviously, to still do great things in the UK post-Brexit.
Would you say it's been a good or a bad post-Brexit experience for you overall?
For me, overall, it hasn't been a bad post-Brexit experience. Obviously, we're still in the 2-year phase. I think a lot depends on the way the government decides to go about it. So we don't really know yet until 2.5 years time when the policy starts rolling out, the changes starts becoming significant. So I think at the moment, life is still as normal, I would say.
Yeah.
Obviously, we need to see what happens, 2-3 years time.
Okay, and final question.
Yeah.
So do you, like your friends abroad? Who would probably think of coming to the UK? Is there like any specific example of those who feel that, I wouldn't want to come, or it doesn't matter, I would come regardless?
Well, I mean, because I work in a global company and we've got some European colleagues, obviously some of my friends would think, coming over to the UK and being under lots of work permit rules and things like that is not probably the best way for them to go. So I've not really had that first-hand experience with people deciding not to come as a result. But I can imagine that there are, potential implications, for people thinking about staying permanently here. And the changes, is probably not as they thought it was going to be before.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Okay, not a problem, Chidima.
I am here with Ruth, and would like to find out what your experience has been in Loughborough so far. How long have you been here?
Okay, I've been here for close to 2 years.
Okay.
It'll be 2 years in September. Okay. And Loughborough is just a town. It's just there. The experience has been great so far. It's a very educational focused town, so to say, and it's been good actually. It's been okay.
Anyone who wants to focus on their education should come to Loughborough.
Yeah, Loughborough is filled with like smart people, and Yeah, I think it's a very great place to study, to be honest.
All right. Thank you very much, Ruth. You heard that. Loughborough is filled with a lot of smart people, including myself and Ruth. You know, Ruth, I'm studying international relations, and Brexit is such a very topical issue that we've been discussing, and the discussions will continue to go even in years to come. I'd like to find out, what is your experience pre and post Brexit?
Okay. Well, like I'm not a very political person, to be honest. But with Brexit, for me, I would just focus on what I like to do, which is shopping. I think post Brexit, things have been very expensive. Even in the market, you come to town to get stuff, things have actually gone like really bad. And it started gradually, but it has actually become really bad now. Like, things are really expensive, and I think it's because of the post Brexit or whatever. I'm really not concerned about it, but I know that yes, things have become like really expensive post Brexit.
Well, obviously she's not a politically inclined person, but from her observation, things have changed in terms of prices of goods and services. But on the whole, Loughborough is still a place for smart people.
Yeah, it is, honestly.
And it's an educational focused place, in your own words. So thank you very much for sharing your experience with us.
Yeah, thanks.